Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Muhurmuhu. We saw the various stages of unfoldment in spiritual world to attain God. How we transcend the nature and go beyond to reach the God, stage by stage, from Pravartaka to Siddha of the Siddhas. Now Sri Ramakrishna is giving all this to the householders. All the means the purpose of human life is somehow to attain the eternal. Everything here in this universe is transitory. Everything is going away. What all we have done even in our life, whether it is children or grandchildren or property or name and fame or social status, whatever I have got, and powers, so much authoritative powers I may be having, all will go away. Nothing will remain. It will be totally erased to the extent once upon a time it existed also not known. How my great grandfather lived, we don't know. What all happened in his life, we do not know. So much means a person called my great grandfather, we don't know the name. And did he exist or not, we do not know. To that extent, Nama Nishana na rahe. So the total erase to the as if you are written on water. You go on writing on the water and it goes on erasing. Nothing remains. Not even a sign that you are written and gone won't be there. And there such a thing, we are clinging to it and spending our life only to continue because this law is there of cause and effect, karmic law. Whatever you do, you have to. Only I am creating a future pain and suffering and bondage. Nothing remains of the past. What all I think I will possess and hold, it is going away. It is not going to be there. What all I created is what all my achievements won't be there. Everything is going away, going away, going away. So the nature and God, what do they expect is transcend, attain the eternal, unchanging reality. This is constantly changing flux, Prakriti. Chaitanya is unchanging. Not only that, here suffering and bondage is there, though some amount of pleasures you may get of senses. There it is unabating bliss, peace, love, absolute. Again and again we have to think, what is that state? What is this Mrityu state I am going to experience? I am going from mortality to immortality just by realizing God. And that's the only purpose for which the human body is given. So this again and again, only purpose of human life is to realize God. I have to finish this before my body falls off. And how much I am doing, what am I doing to reach that state, transcend and go. So we have to again and again concentrate, meditate, think. One side, the viveka, constantly viveka. Another side, self-analysis must go on constantly. Where am I? What am I doing? What are the reactions? What are the consequences I have to face? Similarly, the goal. Which goal am I going to reach? The goal must be constantly shining in the mind, that unbroken, like sun shining. It must be shining in your awareness, the goal. And be immersed in the sadhana. Be immersed in the sadhana. Convert every action into sadhana. Whatever you are doing, convert it into sadhana. That is the only way. There is no other way, because I cannot separate secular from the spiritual. The moment I say this is spiritual practices, there is another thing in which my life is going on. No, because again you are spending, suppose, 2 hours in spiritual practices, morning 1 hour and evening 1 hour, 22 hours in a day you are spending in the world. You will not know the time has gone. To sit for 2 hours for meditation, morning 1 hour, and we feel as if we are spending whole day in the meditation. Sit 1 hour in the morning and evening 1 hour. It looks like lot of time I have spent in spiritual practices. But 22 hours you are wasting in the world. 22 hours. Where is 2 hours and 22 hours? There is no comparison. We don't feel we have spent that 22 hours in a day. But 2 hours that we have spent, we are, oh, I have done 2 hours of meditation. Where? Where is the comparison? So, what you are acquiring karmic load in 22 hours and trying to solve it in 2 hours. And 2 hours, in sitting 2 hours also, how much totally dedicated moments were there when you were not aware or no thought of the world was there in your mind. No lethargy, no alasya, no nidra, no diversion of thoughts, in thought of God, totally forgetting the world and body and all concerns. How much time could you spend in these 2 hours? Almost nil. So there is no comparison. The only way, convert everything, spiritualize everything. Spiritualize means convert everything into your sadhana. You are walking to the office. Every step, the step you put one after the other, the pacing, let it be an offering unto God. Any act you do in God awareness, thought of God, keep the God in your awareness, be conscious of God and do all activities. The awareness is guiding your thoughts, actions and feelings. If you are divine, everything you are doing, it may be you are a justice, hearing the arguments of the people, trying to give judgment, and a judgment you may have to give a capital punishment, death sentence you may have to write. Do all those activities. You are killing someone by giving the judgment of capital punishment. Or you may be serving someone who is in deathbed to save him from his life. Either way, be filled with divine awareness. Do all these activities of God. Then every activity done with divine awareness. Awareness is different from mind and body, intellect. Again, bodily existence is there, pranic existence is there, senses are there, mind is there, intellect is there. All these belong to Prakriti, then there is awareness, independent of Prakriti, which is no man's land between the objective and subjective ultimate. So here we see the Prakriti and Chaitanya are separate, and this awareness is different from all these layers. In this awareness, if God is there, in the awareness, then mind be given to word, body be given to word, intellect be given. You use intelligence, mind, body for word, but in awareness, you just like Sri Ramakrishna says, toothache. You are doing attend to all duties, but toothache is constantly there inside. Or take example of two lovers. They are intimately loving. They were just waiting for an opportunity to meet each other. All duties of their life they do with great dedication and interest. So this doing is converting, just awareness of God is converting everything into yajna, a constant sacrifice at the feet of God. It is becoming sadhana. It is not binding you. It is not neutral also. It is releasing you every moment. If you don't do this, it is binding. It is not even neutral. It is binding. There are three aspects in nature. One is positive movement, one is negative movement, one is neutral. There is electrons, there are protons, and there are neutrons. The neutrons give only weightage and they neither participate in the positivity or negativity. But electrons are always negative entities. Here positive entities, protons. Whenever one becomes two, there will be positive and negative. So you are neither, there is bondage and release. One is dharma, one is adharma. All opposites are there. You are neither of the three. You are neither going forward, nor going backward, nor in the neutral. So when you do this, for the Lord's sake, with divine awareness, do anything in this world, it becomes sadhana. And it becomes a positive, progressive, evolutionary process. If you don't do, it becomes a negative, involuntary process. It doesn't, oh, I am not interested in anything, I am just doing my work and all that. I live. No. There is ego, doership is there, kartritva is there, bhoktritva is there. So you are bound by the karma. You cannot be neutral and do the activities of life. Either it will be positive or negative. Either it is sadhana or it is bondage. Only two alternatives. To convert it into sadhana, turn it into sadhana, give a positive movement. You are doing the same thing. You are not changing your life. You are not changing your, only you are changing attitude. You are changing awareness to convert the whole thing into the factor that is going to release you instead of binding you. Same thing. Binding and releasing, how much of difference? So this transformation, just vadani kavala kheta nama ghya shri hari che sahaja havana hove nama gheta pukhache jivana kari jivitva anna he purna brahma udara bharana no he jani je yajna karma vadani kavala kheta nama ghya shri hari che. When you are putting food in your mouth, you are eating something, take the name of God. Be in the divine awareness. Take the food, be in the divine awareness. So, vadani kavala nama ghya shri hari che sahaja havana hove. It is going to become a yajna. It is going to become an offering unto God. You are eating and you are in the divine awareness. It is God eating. You are feeding God. You are not feeding your body. Just by taking name. By just being in the divine awareness, you are taking food. Namagya Shri Hari che sahaja havana hove. Namagheta pukhache. It is free. You need not do any payment for taking name of God. To be in divine awareness, you are totally free. You are not bound. You need not take any extra efforts. You are going to think of something which is not going to help you. Instead of thinking this and that, think of God. It's free. It's going to give freedom also. Namageta Pukaji, Jivana Kari Jivitva, Anna He Purna Brahma. By living, Jivitva, having lived in this world, you have to live. Whatever is necessary for your living, you have to do. This living is an important part. I am going to live for what? Jivana Kari Jivitva, Anna He Purna Brahma. Udara Bharananda. This is what all you are utilizing for your life, existence, be it cloth or food or a house or earning or going to office and earning. All this, whatever things you are doing, it is something like eating. Whatever you are doing, you are living. For living you are doing. This is not for enjoyment. You are wearing this cloth not for enjoyment. You are living in a house not for enjoyment, for sake of God. Jivanaka Jivata Anna He Purna Brahma Udara Bharana No He. It is not for filling stomach, but Jani Je Yajna Karma. This is a great sacrifice. All lives are going on, knowingly or unknowingly, as an offering into the cosmic sacrifice that is going on. Each life comes, spends its life like an ahuti in the fire, as an oblation in the fire. The time is eating away the whole universe. A plant comes up, spends its life as an offering to the nature and goes away. So this is an ahuti. Knowingly or unknowingly, your life also is going away. As nature brought you here, you did not come after your own icha. You are coming to this world. Nature has brought you here and it is making you spend this life here and go away. To keep the life in this world, to keep the vegetation in this world, she is making all arrangements. So your life also is a sacrifice going on. Jani Je Yajna Karma. What all you are eating, doing, earning, moving about everything, know it to be a sacrifice. A cosmic sacrifice is going on. You are consciously attending to this sacrifice. So this is what we see. Shri Ramakrishna say, you are going to become Siddha of the Siddhas. How? Through love and devotion. So here we see that is the only way is to convert every aspect of life into sadhana. Spiritualize everything. Eating spiritualize, earning spiritualize, talking you spiritualize, arguments you spiritualize. Spiritualization means what? The goal is not forgotten. In and through this, I am going to attain this. In and through this is only an offering unto God. Life is inevitable and circumstances are inevitable. Situations of life are inevitable. Sukha Dukha is inevitable. In and through all that you pass in such a way that everything helps you to evolve. This is spiritualization. Spiritualization means to convert everything, to keep the face moving. The steering is always towards the release. So this is what we call spiritualization. And through spiritualization, you have to earn that stage. And how do you do it? Sri Ramakrishna says, you must have a definite approach. How do you approach God? And how do you bring, there is love and devotion. Two important things, Sri Ramakrishna, to become perfect and perfect of the perfect. Completely perfect. Now, realizing God and this love To establish love, you must have an attitude and you must have a definite relationship to move forward. Love is between subject and object. There is an attitude, there is a way of movement, there is the direction, there is relationship. The relationship is to be established. Parichaya Sambandha, Atmiyata. First you come introduction, you introduce each other, then you will get sambandha, enter into relationship, then develop intimacy and realize. But in order to realize God, Sri Ramakrishna is coming. But in order to realize God, one must assume one of these attitudes. One is converting the life into a sadhana, because no time waste, there is no time. Death is waiting there. I have to finish off my task before. So every moment is precious, every moment you have to convert into sadhana, otherwise you have to enter the mouth of the death again. So here, and the other thing is get established in the, assume one of these attitudes. But in order to realize God, one must assume one of these attitudes. Shanta, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, Madhura. Shanta, calm and pleasant, unmoved, full of sattva. Dasya, serving as a master. Shanta is to be self-contained, contented, resting in God always. No activity, no excitement, no movement, where I feel intimate oneness with God. Everything is pacified, everything is calmed down. So tamas has disappeared, rajas has disappeared. Satvikata, I am there calmly, undisturbed, resting in God. Just like a still water in which you are only up to neck you are dipped. Everything is silent and movement. This is Shanta. And Dasya. Dasya is a servant attitude. I will serve my master. I will serve my master. Always conscious of how can I serve my master. The whole interest of the master. In Shanta, I don't take care of the masters. In servant, I take care of the master. What does he need? What can I? In what way can I serve? You see, when high dignitaries come, you will see armed persons or unarmed. They'll be there. You cannot see the arm in their hands or anything sometimes. In pocket it may be there. Revolvers and all by the side. But they are moving with dignified way to protect the master. Anywhere anything happens, they put the master on the ground and they cover with their own bodies. If any shooting this that is there, we have seen many times, the master is protected by the bodyguards in such a way that their life they are ready to sacrifice to save the master. So Dasya, it is always protecting the interest of the master. What does he need? How we can protect him, how we can make him happy and pleased. No problem must come, no difficulties must come. I will do for this. This is Dasya. And then Sakhya, friendship. friendship is a little, we are moving to another way of relationship where there is higher intimacy. Dasya, I can never go and sit by the side of the master. I have to sit at the feet only. But I have got greater responsibilities. And I cannot expect anything from Lord. In Shanta, I don't expect anything from him. His just his presence and company, I am as if dissolved in him. There is nothing that I can seek. Just like a drop of water has entered into ocean. It is Purna. Just by the presence of the Lord, He is Purna, He is Shanta. There is neither giving nor taking. He is Purna in God, He is Shanta. In Dasya, He is separate from God, but given Himself entirely to the service of God and seeking His welfare. In Sakhya, you see, is neither one nor the far away as Dasya, but a little closer. He can sit by the side of the Lord, perhaps on the same asana. There is a sofa. Lord, Master calls, hey, Baru, come on, sit by my side. So, this is Sakhya. Arjuna and Krishna, they were sitting on the same swing, while swinging, on the same bench when they are sitting together. And Krishna goes to the extent of being a charioteer, sitting below when Arjuna is sitting behind, above. This is Sakhya. In Dasya, there is difference, and he maintains that difference in a different degree. In Sakhya, the intimacy is slightly more. Here also, the dedication, devotion is extreme. He has given himself entirely to and exclusively for his master. Entirely and exclusively. He has no other duties, no other things to do other than serving the master. Here in Sakhya, there is giving and taking also. He expects the Lord to be his friend. He is his friend. That things are there. Leva Devi is there, giving and taking. Talking together, making fun with each other. That is not possible in Dasya. Sakhya, these things are possible. Intimacy, freedom, more freedom of intimacy. Then comes the Sakhya Vatsalya, looking upon God as child. Vatsalya. In Vatsalya, we have two aspects. One, God is my parents, and God is my child. Both are Vatsalya. Vatsalya is giving and Vatsalya taking. So, there another aspect wherein rights come into picture. In Sakhya, rights do not come in picture. Here rights come into picture in Vatsalya. And last is Madhura. Madhura. In Madhura, there is again like Shanta. In Shanta, the subject-object relationship is dissolving. Here, subject-object relationship is maintained at a very intimate, as if there are no two. As if there are no two. In Shanta, there are no two, you can say. Here, there are as if there are no two. So much of intimacy with which, and all these are merged in this Sometimes Vatsalya Bhava comes, sometimes Sakya Bhava comes, sometimes Dasya Bhava comes. All these bhavas together, mixed up, is Madhura Bhava. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.